Taking you along on our midsummer adventure across barren lands in the desert sun. The parched earth hides an oasis.
So, I think I need to lift my bag up.
The land of the Havasupai. Among the red cliffs lies the blue-green waters, awaiting those who venture on.
Morning chai.
So where is it located? The Supai village is nestled deep within the Grand Canyon in the northwestern Arizona. It is the most remote native Indian village community in the United States, with no roads leading to it. The village is actually located at the base of the Havasu Canyon, approximately 3,200 feet in elevation, with towering Red Canyon walls surrounding it. The nearest airports to get here are from Phoenix and Vegas. Now, the Havasu Indian Reservation is the home of the Havasupai people, or the Havasupai Baha. They are called as the people of the blue-green waters. They have been living in these regions for over 1,000 years. Historically, the tribe once roamed a vast area of the Grand Canyon. For centuries, they practiced a seasonal migration, moving between the plateau in the summer for farming and the canyon floor in the winter for shelter. The Havasupai tribe's relationship with the US government is laced with distrust due to a history of injustices, including land displacement from 2.5 million acres to just 518 acres after the establishment of the Grand Canyon National Park in 1990, followed by a later return of 185,000 acres after they won an extended legal battle in 1975. Cultural suppression was evident through the forced removal of children to boarding schools aimed at eradicating their languages and tradition. Additionally, in the 1970s, forced sterilization or tubal ligation of childbearing women and the controversial collection of blood samples by researchers from Arizona State University without proper consent further eroded trust. Environmental damage from uranium mining has compounded these issues, which could likely contaminate their only drinking source today, highlighting a legacy of broken promises and exploitation that the tribe continues to navigate today. So let's get started. We flew to the Phoenix airport. Next morning, we drove to the Grand Canyon Caverns Inn to pick up our permits. This reservation is located at the end of the Indian Route 18, about 68 miles north of the old Route 66. For those visiting Havasupai, permits are required to enter the reservation and hike to Supai village. Permit pickup is generally handled at the Grand Canyon Caverns Inn, which also offers a very retro lodging experience. Permits must be secured in advance through the Havasupai tribal official website, as no same-day permits are available. After we picked the permits, we headed to our accommodation for the night before the hike and to prepare for the next morning. After driving an hour and a half from the nearest lodging to the trailhead, we reached the Havasupai trailhead. When we reached the hilltop, the morning had arrived. The trailhead has ample space for parking and also the spot for the office and the mule bag drop-off. There are no roads that lead to the Supai village, so there are only 3 ways to get here, either by a 10-mile hike down to the village, or the mules operated by the tribe, or the helicopter. So we opted for the helicopter in and hiked back out. And also an excessive heat warning. It's a small Indian village with some cafe and basic amenities. Exhausted for the day, we put our cameras down and enjoyed the Havasu Falls. The Havasu campground. Well, all I can say is pictures don't do any justice to this place, for it seemed more real than the real.
So this is the campsite.
What's it called? Havasupai? Mooney called Mooney.
Mooney pie.
An interesting story while we make our morning tea and breakfast. The site of the modern campground historically was used for Havasupai cremations. Upon a tribal member's death, others would cremate the body, burn the deceased's personal belongings, and chop down his fruit trees. After missionaries converted the tribe to Christianity, and with the urging of the Bureau of Indian Affairs officials, the Havasupais began burying their dead instead, further reducing their land resources. After our vegetarian puffed rice or poha breakfast, we set up our camp.
We made some fresh poha, quick and instant for the campsite.
We took our morning shower in our private pool at the campground and we got dressed for the day. We set up our camp at the Mooney end of the campground. So we headed out for our day hikes to Mooney and Beaver Falls. Hiking to the treacherous Mooney Falls from Havasupai campground is an exhilarating adventure that requires caution. Starting from the campground, the hike is only 0.5 miles from the Mooney end of the campground, and the hike quickly takes you to the top of Mooney Falls, where you're greeted with thunderous sound of the waterfall as it plunges 200 feet down a rock face. The descent to the base of Mooney Falls is not for the faint of heart. It involves carefully navigating down steep, slick cliffs with the assistance of chains, ladders, and metal spikes embedded in the rock. The trail passes through narrow tunnels carved into the cliffside before emerging onto a precarious ledge. From there, Hikers must descend using a series of chains and metal rungs, while the spray from the waterfalls make the surfaces slippery. The atmosphere is humid, and the roar of the falls adds to the adrenaline rush, making the descent feel both thrilling and intimidating. While descending the Mooney Falls, we took our time and we were extremely careful. Well, it so happened while I was on the ladder descending down, a filled water bottle fell on my head. As I looked up, still holding onto the ladder, all I could do was just laugh and laugh, wondering what exactly I was doing at this point. I would advise caution since there have been several mishaps, and helicopter is the only way any medical help could reach in this spot. Well, finally making to the base of the Mooney Falls, we sighed and then headed on to the hike to Beaver Falls. The hike to Beaver Fall is about 2 miles one way from the Mooney Falls and is one of the most beautiful hikes, offering an intimate glimpse of the canyon's natural beauty. The hike starts off with an incredible view of Havasu Creek flowing beneath the towering canyon walls. The start of the trail has several points close to the edge of the canyon, providing spectacular views of the surrounding red rocks and waterfalls. Lush vegetations, turquoise pools, and cascades create a surreal environment within the desert. And at almost all points, the trail is really close to the Havasu Creek. So when the temperatures really soar, one could take a dip at any point in these rivers.
There's a blue dragonfly.
The path involves crossing the Havasu Creek 3 times, often requiring hikers to wade through knee to waist deep water. The creek crossings add an element of excitement and offer opportunities to cool off, especially during the heat of the day. The trail also winds through thick patches of lush greenery with towering canyon walls on either side.
So since it's the summer and it's scorching, so I would suggest soak your cotton shirt in the river crossing and then hike along.
In this hike, one navigates rocky paths, passes through small meadows, and climbs over makeshift ladders made from tree trunks of rock formation.
Okay, I think we took a wrong jump in the trail, and anyway, we gotta go back. But yeah. Ooh. But yes, sometimes wrong jumps leads to okay. some small bump, but we made it from here. Gotta go back on the train. It's a train.
As the trail continues downstream, the terrain shifts into lush green meadows and dense path of vegetation.
I think it's too deep here. Here it's not. See this? Huh? Okay. Let's go. This is the third river crossing on the way to Beaver Falls. And there is a sign. Where? Okay. Ouch. So we are wearing cooling towels. And then we're going to do some. We are midway crossing the river. And most waist deep. So I think I need to lift my bag up and do this. Your bag is dipped. Yes, you have to cross. Just put your shoes and jump. Okay, I think it's getting deep. I need to switch off the camera, put it in the bag.
In some areas, you'll find makeshift ladders and log bridges that help you cross rocky sections and navigate around boulders. I would advise getting cooling towels, as these were the most important equipment on this trip. As you get closer to Beaver Falls, you'll encounter a series of smaller cascading falls and pools. Morning chai with this.